Hello everybody, it's Anne from Anne's Stampin' Up. Time for another card making day today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Simcoe, Ontario. If you live in Canada and you don't have your own demonstrator, you can shop with me. You can reach me at stampsandtea@gmail.com, or my demonstrator website is stampsandtea.stampinup.net. So welcome everybody. We're into January now of 2023, and we have a new mini catalogue, the January to April mini catalogue. Lots of beautiful stuff in there, gorgeous stamp sets, dies, everything. Today we're going to use the Seaside Bay bundle, which is on page 22-23 of the catalogue. If you buy the whole suite, the suite includes the stamps and dies and a sort of a variegated ribbon, which is balmy blue and white, and it's sort of blue on one side and white on the other. You get some beautiful flat adhesive pearls. They're called adhesive backed pearls, and they've got a sort of a shimmery shine, pink and yellows to them. What else? You get stamps and dies. The stamps are gorgeous. There's little birds, there's pearls, crabs, all seaside themes, and of course you get the dies to match. And then you get the DSP, which is all beautiful. It's beautiful shades of let me think what colours. Where's my paper, my package here? Balmy blue, coastal cabana, mint macaron, night of navy, petal pink, pool party, and Sahara sand. And that's sort of one side, and if you turn it over, it's all sort of similar colours but different patterns on the other side. All lovely colours, lovely patterns and everything. So that's the DSP. Now this is the card I made first of all, and I'm going to use another stamp set, and it's called the Sea Turtle stamp set because I really like the turtle on it. And that is, let me think, that's on page 29 in this catalogue, and it's a $29 stamp set. Now if you want to buy all this together, you qualify for at least two $60 Celebration items, free items from the Celebration catalogue, or one item that would be $120 item. There's only a couple of those. That's a host set. Where are we? This beautiful set of paper here is 48 sheets of paper, 4 sheets each of 12 designs. So if you are making a batch of cards, you've got lots of paper there. And this beautifully happy stamp set is another one for $120. Everything else in the catalogue is free with a $60 order. These two you need a $120 order. So let me just put the catalogues out of the way and get my cutter handy. As I say, we're using both of these stamp sets. Now because I felt when I made this card I didn't get a really solid image, a really deep image of the turtle. So for this time I'm going to use, when I stamp this time, I'm going to use the Stamparatus. Now the Stamparatus is just a stamping platform. The beauty of it is, once you've used the magnets to hold your cardstock in place, if you don't get a good image, you just re-ink your stamp and stamp the image again. Now I've got a really big block here that I'm not going to use, but I'm going to put it behind this, the Stamparatus, so that when I open the Stamparatus, this has something to lean on to make it nice and firm, so that I can get a really good inking on the stamp. Okay. Supplies for this card are, we are using, what am I using? Where's my ink pad? Coastal Cabana. Now I've got a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 2 1/8 and 6 3/8. It's not your standard score down the middle. This is going to be a card that when we score and we fold it, it opens like this. Okay, so let me just give that a little score down the sides just to make sure I've got a nice crease on there. That's that piece. I've got a piece of 6x6 DSP out of the package here. Now I've gone ahead and I cut 3/4 of an inch off the bottom because I want my DSP to fit on here at 5 1/4, and I'm going to cut it into 2 strips that are 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. So that'll give me 1/8 of an inch all the way around my piece. So let me just move that out of the way and bring in a cutter, and I'll cut this while I've got the measurement in my head. Oops. Okay, so it's 5 3/4 this, 5 1/4 this way, and I'm going to cut it down to 1 7/8. I want 2 pieces at 1 7/8. Now because I want the pattern of the paper to flow across my card, I got to cut them, I have to cut them next to each other on the card. So 2 5 1/4 by 1 7/8, and I need 2 pieces of that. So there's one, and then line this up again at 1 7/8 and cut that. This piece is surplus, so we'll just pop it to one side. So when I say I want my pattern to flow across, this is what I mean. I want the 2 pieces to the pattern to flow when I put it on the card. Now I've turned these pieces around, I've mixed them up, so I gotta take them back and put them like that. So that's where they would join together, and that's what I mean by the pattern flows across the front of the card. Alright, so I'm just going to set that up here for a second because I want to get the stamping done. So we have, what else do we have? We have a mat for the inside, which is 5 1/4 by 4. We have a mat for the front of the card in Coastal Cabana, which is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2, and then we have a piece of basic white, which is already, I've popped it down on the Stamparatus mat, which is 4 1/8 by 3 3/8. I've got a strip which is 11 by 1 inch, which is going to make a belly band going around the card. This piece here, the 3/4 inch piece we cut off the bottom of the paper, is going to just decorate that strip like that. It'll go across the middle of the strip. I've got a scrap to stamp a turtle on, and mat for the inside, and I think that's all I've got. I've got some gems and odds and ends, and I'm going to use a corner rounder to round the corners of the card. So I'll just put that there, that over there, that over there. Alright, so where are my stamps? So to use the Stamparatus, what you have to do, the simplest way to do it is to put your cardstock down on your Stamparatus platform and hold it with the magnets. Now these are called rare earth magnets, and the reason they're wrapped in tape is because if they stick together you cannot get them apart without breaking them. Okay, if you wrap them in duct tape first, you can slide them apart if you're careful. Okay, so this is my baby turtle that I'm going to stamp, and I'm just going to put him down on there. Now I got to make sure the flat part of the stamp is up, and I just need to move that magnet, and I'm just going to put it there like that. Okay, the large turtle, which is really large, you need a really large block for this, and I do have a large block, but it's not very easy to work with, so the Stamparatus is great for this. And I'm just going to put my turtle down where I want him on my card, and I want him so that he's fairly close to the top. One fin is going to be hanging just off the side of the paper like that, and I'm just going to move this magnet out of my way so that I can get my stamp platform to come right down. Hopefully this magnet will hold both of these pieces of cardstock. Let me see, like that, hopefully. And we're going to take the stamp pad, well, first of all, we're going to take the clear plate on the Stamparatus, bring it over, press it down, give it a good press, and hope that when we pick it up, it leaves the card in the same place it is, but it picks the stamps up. So I'm just gonna, because this one I need to be precise, there, that lifted up. Now I'm just gonna press my cardstock down. Now I had ink on that stamp there, so I'm gonna pick this card out and flip it around. This little turtle is not so critical because I'm going to cut him out anyway, but I just need to know that he's in a good position to stamp. Let me see. Yes, he's definitely on the whole of the card, you see, and the big one is right there with just a little bit of fin hanging off. So my clear block that I used, it holds, let's see if I can move it all this way. I want you to be able to see everything. I'm going to ink the stamps up, and I'm using Coastal Cabana ink. Here we go. There's ink on the little guy. Now the big one, you see I'm taking my stamp pad all over. Now you're going to get ink on your plate here. You sort of always do, because it's just not very easy to stamp without getting ink everywhere. We're going to turn this over and press it down. And we want to make sure we get the feet pressed down. And now we're going to lift this up. And I'm just putting my bone folder in there to hold this piece of card in place. There. Now you see, I didn't get a really clear, really sharp outline of either of those stamps, so I'm going to do them again. Make sure I get his head this time. We'll do it again. The beauty of this is, if my card has not moved, I can press this down again, and everything should be in exactly the same place. There should be no movement of the stamp. Yeah, that's a much better image. Alright, these stamps can come off here, but I'm going to leave my cardstock in where it is sitting right now, because I want to stamp my sentiment on the card. And the reason I didn't stamp it at the same time is because it's a different type of stamp. These stamps, turtle stamps, these are photopolymer, these are clear stamps. The sentiment that we're going to use is from the other set, the Seaside Bay stamp, which is called cling stamps. Okay, so we can take this little guy out of here, and the next time you see him, he'll be all cut out, fussy cut, and ready to use. So I'm going to move this and put it over here, and I'm going to move this and put it there. And my sentiment, which says, "Thank you for everything," is going to go right down here. Just like that, right at the bottom. Bring my plate over again, pick it up, ink my stamp, give it a good press. There, that should do it. I have to be careful, as I say, with these magnets. So I'm putting them right back. They fit nicely on the back of the Stamparatus itself. Take that out. Alright, so there is our baby turtle all nicely cut out, and he's going to go on the front of the card with his mama. Let's stamp sets there. We'll bring all this down here. Okay, we're going to check that we've got this going the right way, and then we're going to use liquid adhesive to put it on the card so that we can slide it around if we need to. Always go off the end of the card, and that goes that way like this. I can just slide that over just a tiny little bit if I need to. There. We'll do the same with this piece. We'll just check that the pattern is running the same way, and it is. Just put the top on that for a minute. There we go. And let's see. Yep, that looks good. So then we've got this piece here. We're going to mat it on this like that. We could use liquid adhesive, or we can use Stamp and Seal Plus. But first of all, I'm going to use this detailed trio punch. Where's my? Yeah, this, and I'm going to round the corners just for a little bit of extra detail. So you've got this punch. Usually you hold your punch in your hand. This one, it's better if you put it on the table, and you've got guides, you see, to line up your paper. So put your paper in, line it up with the guides, and you stamp. There you go. 2. Here, and we're going to do the same with this, what I'm calling the mat, the Coastal Cabana mat. 2. There. So all those little pieces can go in the garbage. This gets matted onto here like this. It's got just about an 1/16 of an inch all the way around. This piece is going to go on the inside. There it is. There. So we've got this like this. Now this piece, the 11 by 1 strip and the 3/4 by 6 strip, we're going to take this piece and we're going to lie it down flat on the desk like that on the worktop. Bring one piece over. Well, actually, the better way to do it, you can, yeah, if you have a very good eye, you can do it like this and then just flip this over and fold it, but chances are it's going to fold on an angle like that. So what I would do is take this strip, fold it and give it a good crease. Whoops. Because my edges are even here on the sides, I know that I've got a straight edge to work with. So now I can tuck my card in like that. Make sure this is pushed right up against the side of the card. When this piece folds, when this piece folds over, it should line right up. And then you give this piece a crease, just like that. Now the way to glue this together is to let this piece open up, put your adhesive here and put your adhesive here, and then when you fold it over it's all glued together. Now you do have to be careful because you don't want this adhesive on the card below, so you can't go too far in without knowing exactly, you know, how your card lines up. And then just fold it over and put it down. Make sure you can get it off your card, and you can. And the little trick is just to bend your card a little bit, because you want this band to be nice and snug so that it holds your card nice and flat, you know. So there's that. This piece here we're going to trim to, let me think, your card is 4 1/4, so we're going to trim this off at 4 inches. There. And we're just going to put this over here for a little decoration like that. So we'll just run a strip of adhesive down the middle, like that. Line it up so that you should have about 1/8 of an inch, top, bottom and sides. There. And then this piece, you're going to put adhesive across the middle of here, and then you're just going to put this on there like that. Okay, so we're going to put the adhesive on here like that. There's about 2 good strips. Move it down the card, straighten it up. That's there. Now I've got some 2021-23 in colour gems. Oh, hold on, we're missing a baby turtle here. This little guy here, which we stamped. We're just going to pop him on a dimensional and set him just off to the side like that. There, he'll sit like that, and then we're going to put a few gems on. There, so there you have it. Quick thank you for everything card. This is the card we just made today. We used the Seaside Bay Suite and the Sea Turtles stamp set. It's my own design, so if you wish to copy it, please do copy and share. If you do make the card and you sell your cards, put the stamping up. Please put the stamping up. Angel stamp on the back, which just says all the supplies used are Stampin' Up! Supplies. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great week. Bye.